Welcome to Bitstorm, a comedy game design podcast by two guys who know nothing about comedy nor game design. I'm Ben Slinger, and with me, as always, is Trevor Scott.
Hello.
Hello, Trevor. One of these days we might have to change that intro, but not today, because I've already said it.
Yes, you have. We had a pretty good result from the GMTK game jam. We're going to talk about that here.
We should probably brag a little bit. And I mean, that's kind of one of the reasons I was thinking about the intro there, because we say we know nothing about game design, but in the recent GMTK...
Let's read through them from bottom to top.
Okay, we're going to do a little anticipation here. So, yeah, the GMTK 2026 game jam, the theme was Countdown.
Yes.
It was a week-long jam.
Yes.
Was it a week? Yeah.
No, 4 days.
No, sorry. It was a 4-day jam. By the end of it, there were
500
and something games, entries made.
Biggest game jam ever.
Literally biggest game jam ever.
And
here are our rankings. There was a 1 week ranking period there.
Yeah, 5 day ranking.
5 day ranking period.
And look, we were really happy. The median was like 14 rankings and we got 43.
Yes.
So we did get played a bunch. We rated a bunch of other games. I really enjoyed a bunch.
Oh, there was a lot of good games, yeah. And really cool just being part of the community then as well, like jumping on Discord and seeing everyone chatting in their games and talking them up and trying to get people to play them.
And look, we haven't even talked about our game yet. What we did, ours was like a cool little game about counting sheep and going to sleep.
Yeah, it's called First Night Free. Brings in a little bit of the Sandman lore that we've talked about on the podcast before. And at the end of the day, is just sort of a game where you're throwing sheep into a pen while trying to fall asleep and not be distracted by things in your little, very well-dressed but dirty apartment.
Yeah.
Lots of people complained that they were not complained.
So
noticed.
For those who know us, we really suck at artwork.
Yeah.
So it does us, we're really happy that the fact that we ended up in the top 16% of artwork at 1,635.
Right. Out of, the
10,000
plus.
500.
Yeah. Not too bad. We use third-party assets, mostly Cinti assets, which is I recently discovered, I didn't even realise, are based here in Australia and in New Zealand. Yeah. So it's really cool.
So it's really cool to actually be supporting local.
Yep. With
local stuff. It makes me want to use them even more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look, and then this is going. 1,600 is like our lowest.
Yeah, there were 5 different categories here.
The next one is enjoyment. So, did people enjoy our game? Well, we're 806th.
Not bad. Top 10%.
Top 10%. A lot of people enjoyed it.
Yeah.
1 out of 10 did. That's the way that I'm putting it.
Yeah. Well, that's
we're in the 90th percentile.
It's not a too bad hit rate.
I'd like to be there. It just gets better when you talk creativity. When we're 108th.
108th for creativity. And look, that often comes around how you use the theme and then obviously just the creativity of the game itself. We leaned into a sort of Dr. Seuss vibe because early on it sort of was reminding me of the Dr. Seuss sleep book, which I quite enjoy. And so we sort of... with the Sandman and counting sheep. So we've got a bunch of rhymes and little poetic bits in there.
And then, so that feeds into our next one where Ben actually had us voice all of it.
We voiced it all. So I sort of did the narration of the kind of omniscient narrator doing these Dr. Seuss poems. And then Trevor played the character themselves, who is also speaking in verse.
Yes. And also... counting down.
We did have Trevor count from 50 to 1
in fact,
3 different times.
In fact, the weird thing, I counted, because Ben asked me to, up from 1 to 50, but then realised all you actually asked me for was 0 to 49, so I gave you 50, and then I had to give you 3 different zeros again.
That's right, yes.
Even though we've technically only ever used the 1 0, which is always the sleepy one.
Of course, it's always the I realised that afterwards, but it was easy enough to just put them in there.
But audio, we came 99th.
99th for audio. So top 100, top 1%.
And I'm like, we woke up really early on the Saturday morning, and we've talked about this tonight. This is the first time that we've seen each other since
the results.
Since the results. And we're like, dude, just flabbergasted. Like, we haven't even talked about our top one, but, narrative, of course, who cares that we came 35th? No.
Trevor's being coy.
I'm being coy. Second fucking page of narrative.
35th for narrative. Pretty, out of more than 10,000 games, pretty fucking thrilled. And yeah, again, I think that came from the fact that we put thought into the world, the character space, the poems, the story in general, the Sandman concept of essentially the idea is that Sandman is trying to help people fall asleep by sending out these little projectors that link to brainwaves and help you fall asleep. And there may be something more nefarious there that we explore, in a subsequent game, perhaps.
Yeah, potentially. But, so that's why, it turns out that people like our dumb shit. So
we're pretty thrilled with that. Maybe we're not so bad at game design. Maybe we don't know anything about game design after all.
We know a lot about narrative. We seem to realize.
We very much enjoy putting a bit of narrative in there. And look, I think in game jams, not to go on too much of a tangent, but in game jams that stands out because I think a lot of the time games focus less on narrative because they feel like it's too much to do in a short amount of time.
We had 4 days and we still.
But, I think we've shown time and time again, actually, in my Cinti one that was just 2 weeks before that we've already talked about. But even in our previous, like the Grant Grover games that we are now turning to Steam games, like they started as game jams, but we always wanted to go narrative. We always want to tell a story, build a world. I think anybody who's listened to us for a while knows that, a lot of the time our
we like world building.
A lot of the time our prompts end up with us just talking about a premise and an idea and then figuring out how that becomes the game. But
sometimes we forget to even do that part. So
yeah, speaking of which, we're 8 minutes in and we should probably start. This is a little semi-post-mortem for our...
Semi-post-mortem that I realised we haven't even talked about what game we did for the GMTK, and we're really fucking proud of where it came. There were 2 spreadsheets going around giving overall rankings. Now, of course, these are unofficial because GMTK does not do...
doesn't do an actual overall.
But in both, we're top 100. Like, one is 88th, one is 97th.
Yeah.
And we're below Jonas Tyrola, but ahead of Ben Bonk. So... and
those guys make real games.
And in fact, I think we've got more ratings than what Ben Bonk did.
Yeah.
So that's actually kind of cool. And he's a big YouTuber. So
yeah, no, really, really cool. And prompting us forward on our
what are we doing tonight?
Work on our actual games as well. Tonight, I think we will do something we haven't done for a while. We're going to do What 3 Words. So this is a game where we have a generator in front of us that's going to essentially choose a random place in the world and get the 3 words associated with that 3 meter square area.
Thankfully, someone else did it for us, so we don't have to do it.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, let's do it. 3, 2, 1. What 3 words? All right, I have iterations, encumber, strongbox.
Now, we usually just do this as one each. So, Ben, what 3 words? And that is
true.
Iterations, encumber, and strongbox.
Yes, and we'll use Trevor's one on the next round, perhaps. I mean, encumber in video games is kind of a bit of a thing, right? The old you are over encumbered in a Skyrim or something. So, is this a bit of a meta thing around the strongbox that you keep all your stuff in when you get over encumbered in an RPG?
I think the whole thing is it's a game where you're trying to. A almost seeing it as like a Death Stranding or whatever, where you're trying to get from point A to point B.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing is you got to deliver your strongbox, but just picking it up, you're over encumbered. So,
yeah. Do you know what's in it at this point? Is it just a strongbox that you have to deliver?
It's your strongbox. You are moving house from one city to another.
Okay. So this is like contemporary time. This is not a fantasy RPG. This is you're in the suburbs.
It can be future like Death Stranding, but you're only delivering one package. It's just
the whole game you're delivering one package,
and that is to your new house.
Yep.
And I love the idea of you get to the very end and it's just trinkets that mean a lot.
It's just your old fucking CD collection that you don't even have a CD player anymore.
It's your DVD collection that you don't even have a DVD player for anymore, and you've got nowhere to put it, so you leave it out on the doorstep, and someone else comes.
You end up putting them out for free. You put it up on Facebook Marketplace on a buy nothing board.
Yeah,
that's kind of fun. I thinking of the encumbered though, I kind of like the idea of a game where you start fully encumbered. You're walking slowly, like when you're carrying this thing, but that you build up your strength across the game, so that by the end of the game you're fucking like lifting this thing over your head, no problem, right? Like it's almost this. The whole reason for you to build up skills in this game is just to lift this one box and carry it a long way.
Yeah.
So sort of having aspects of, I need to do something here that I can't do with this box, and putting it down, doing the thing, having to come back for it. But yeah, like essentially upgrading your strength and maybe your balance or something. Like there could be a balance aspect to this.
So we're just really doing.
I guess that's Death Stranding, then. but or almost a bit of like a baby steps or something, where you're having to, literally balance this box as you also move your legs one by one.
I almost like that as you're doing this journey, you are sort of getting stronger emotionally as well. Like, so it's that sort of thing that you're
emotional encumbrance is an interesting idea.
It is like. So, like, everything's, your whole character is just feeling so, heavy. And so, all the weight of the world is upon them.
Yeah.
But as they go and as they talk to people in their trip, they realize that there's people much worse off than they are. And, like, it's not that they're feeling better about themselves. It's just like,
they get the load off. They get some of that weight off. By talking to people. Yeah.
And I know
there's an interesting metaphorical link there between your physical weight and your emotional weight, and maybe the box itself gets easier to carry as you offload your emotional weight.
Yeah. And it's a good way to sort of see through. I mean, we talk about vignettes all the time, but it's like, do it being sort of like a narrative weight off your shoulders.
Yeah.
I really like that.
We talk so much about how much we like narrative. Neither you or I are particularly good writers necessarily. Like I tend to do most of the prose and dialogue when we do stuff, but we come up with the stories and the ideas and stuff together. But so often we'll come up with an idea where, there's a great like hook like that, like a metaphorical thing. And when I think about having to write it, it's like, I don't have those skills.
Yeah.
I don't know how to make that interesting enough to read across, to play across a game. But I love the idea of it. I want those skills. I hope to develop those skills as we make more and more games,
I think we are definitely getting better at.
Oh, I think so.
Getting our points across and getting our,
well, building the characters. I think the big part is making interesting characters and the dialogue between the characters.
It's definitely feeling more natural now. Like the stuff that we're putting in there feels.
Yeah, and look, I think
more naturalistic.
The stuff I wrote for Warm Boot got some good praise for like the characterization, which I was pleased with. Yeah, we shouldn't make this whole episode into talking about our own games, but well, maybe we do.
Well, if we're not going to stroke our own poll, then who is?
All right, 3, 2, 1. What 3 words?
Gymnast, blinkered, puffs.
Puffs. A blinkered gymnast is kind of funny. Like they can only look
horse
forward.
blinkers.
Yeah, like horse blinkers. I feel like the way they focus, they almost have to do that. A horse gymnast. Can a horse do a backflip?
The only thing I was thinking about is it's a horse gymnast game, but the second you make a mistake, you break a leg and you have to and it's a shotgun to the head.
Oh my god, that's a bit dark.
But it's like one of the things that I learned a little while ago that about horses' legs is the reason why they are so fragile is because then the bones are they're really not that thick. They're actually about the same sort of thickness as what, say, our fingers are.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah. So horses are basically walking on fingers.
Yeah.
And that's why when they break, like they will not stand still. So
they can't. They'll never be able to mend them. Yeah.
So it's like that's really fucked. But it's also a horse gymnast. There's something funny about that. A gangly fucking.
How would that even? I mean,
okay, a centaur gymnast.
The extra set of limbs. Oh my god!
Handstand, but the four legs are going everywhere.
Well, I'm just thinking of them like on the double bars or whatever you call them, the differing heights ones, and like the momentum that comes from essentially like a man's torso with an entire horse's body attached to it as it's trying to swing around.
Can you imagine, like, just to be a gymnast on, let's say, the rings and all this sort of stuff?
Yeah,
the body would have to be as big as a fucking like Arnold Schwarzenegger to sort of hold the horse's body up.
Okay, Centaur Gymnast is definitely what we're doing here.
Like, it's just that image of like this super buff guy who's like on the rings and it's like, oh, we need to put these rings up even higher because my back leg's a dragon.
Wait, your back leg's a dragon? I thought it was a horse. That's more of like a hippogriff or something.
Realized, because it's a dude that we're talking about, the dick's just dragon.
This guy's just... Wait, hang on. Gymnasts wear leotards. How does that work on a centaur?
Centaur gymnasts need leotards, or is it fine? Because it's like the bottom part's an animal.
Yeah, but it's got a human brain.
He's wearing
it's really. I think it's where. I think we got to figure out.
But the bottom half.
Well, all we have to figure out how a horse would wear a leotard. At least it's around its body.
Okay. Is this a fantasy Olympics? And
we're thinking of other fantasy animals too.
You've got dragons, you've got all these other
minotaurs, and
and they're just
all the different things that have various leg types
in different events. And it's like kind of like in the Paralympics where you have different classes going up against each other.
Legs, 4 legs.
So you don't have
wings or not.
So you don't have someone who's missing both their legs in a swimming race going up against someone who's missing both their arms.
Well, and I think maybe there's a bit of, and maybe this could come into the story a bit, like certain types of fantasy creatures tend towards certain events.
Yeah.
You're the only centaur gymnast. Because you can't be dragging around a horse ass and
a horse dick.
And a horse dick and be doing gymnastics. Centaurs, they're good on the fucking running races. They're great at hurdles.
You know what else they're good at? Equestrian.
Funnily enough, yeah. dressage.
In dressage.
You've got some great dressage centaurs. But gymnasts, yeah, not so much. The
thing about dressage, though, is they have another rider. They have someone on their back.
They have someone on the back, yeah.
Telling you what to do. And thing is,
they're not allowed to talk.
They don't get taught.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, what are we doing? Oh, okay, yep.
They have to be yeah, they have to be guided in the same way as regular horses.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like the satyrs are very good into gymnastics. Surprisingly, the like mermaids and mermen are very good in the gymnastics. They have to have a tank nearby to like splash back into.
But guess what they're not allowed to do? Swimming.
No. They also find
the
the raised beam very difficult. It's mostly the like arm stuff.
Look, there was one Olympics a few times ago where Ariel, did get given her legs and she did really,
there was
really
a
well.
whole controversy. It's kind of like the whole trans people in sport thing. They were like, wait a sec, can a legged mermaid be in the swimming? In the swimming.
I mean,
or in
she
the
doesn't have to
gymnastics,
breathe. She's still got the gills. Like she dove in there and just never brought her head up.
Hang on though. So I'm just thinking there was the original Hans Christian Andersen Little Mermaid, because then she would dive into the swimming to do the race and turn immediately to green sea foam, which was not really wise.
It turns out the chlorinated pools are fine.
Oh, okay. It's just something about the seawater compounds.
And then they dumped like Gatorade on her, but it had a lot of salts in it. And she turned into green sea foam.
And then she turned into the green sea foam after winning.
Yeah. Instantly. And that's how they knew.
Yeah.
That's how they knew.
I'm melting.
Oh, we've got a wicked Witch of the West situation over here.
That's very funny.
That's actually really cool. I really enjoyed that. Ben, what 3 words?
Holler, raindrops soulfully.
Holler.
Soulfully. So, I mean, this makes me think of someone singing in the rain, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that sort of story, the struggling artist story is always someone who's super talented but trying hard to get ahead, struggling with their own things.
In a city that is constantly raining.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking far future. I knew where you were sort of thinking that I was thinking. We're not going to
you were
slotting
this into our own series.
No, but I like the idea of it because rain. I mean, in movies, it is always raining at night. You know why it's always raining at night and why roads are always wet, because it looks better on film.
Yeah.
So because people, when they think about it in the movies, it's like, oh yeah, the lights reflect off the road. It's like, no, they fucking don't.
Not usually.
Go out there and drive at night. It's not like that, but it looks better. So there's something about like I'm feeling like reflections, cobblestone alley, like maybe London. Something about London that I like.
Maybe a hairdresser in London singing.
Love a pie shop.
Yeah. He's got some revenge plans.
Yeah, it doesn't like the judge. His name's Otis.
Pretty women.
I had to say that for Ben. Otis is one of our characters from Grant Grover, and he happens to be a judge as well as a drunkard. Mm-hmm. And he sings Pretty Women.
He sings pretty well, Otis. We haven't actually said that in the game or put it into the game
yet,
but our headcanon,
he's the life of the party for the first 5 minutes of it, and then he's just
he's drunk.
gone.
No, okay. Singing. What can you do with singing in a game?
I do like the
I
idea
don't
of
want
a
it to be
busker.
like a rhythm game. Like that's. I feel like turning it into just a rhythm game cheapens the idea
It does.
in a lot of ways.
I'm just trying to think, is it more about analyzing the crowd that you've got around you and trying to select the right song for this will get the majority of the people on my side to actually get them to give me money.
I do like the idea of it being kind of a busking simulator in a way, but having, narrative beats in there as well.
Narrative beats and things going on, but sort of like the gameplay of the busking is more about a detective sort of analysing the crowd and going, oh, I'm seeing like obviously there must be some sort of concert down the street. They're all wearing pink shirts. I'm gonna play this by Pink, and it's like you get a bunch of people here paying you money, but you realise that if I sing the classics like a Queen song or a Cold Chisel, like
you're gonna get a good chunk of the crowd because they're a classic, but then there's certain people you're gonna like.
I'm gonna turn
off. And then it's also about who is actually gonna give you money. Right? Like you might be able to get a big gathering, but if you get a big gathering of the people who are cheap, then you're not going to earn much.
What do you think is waiting for him at home?
That's a really interesting thing because the cliche is that they're just like a loner, that they're the struggling, starving artist kind of thing. What if they're a family man?
Family man, wife is pregnant.
He's lying. He's saying he's going to work every day, but he's actually going and busking on the streets.
What if? And this is me just sort of trying to subvert stuff. His wife is fucking loaded.
Okay.
Comes from family money and all this sort of stuff. He's pregnant and like he's going off and he's doing what he can and wanting to try and bring in a wage. Got fired a little while ago and is still
okay. There's some interesting dynamics there because is this then sort of a bit of a story of the way that masculinity and the expectations of it on men to be the provider like works against them, and this is him. It's an interesting thing because if she's from money and essentially as a household he doesn't need to work.
Now is he is this just something that she's like before the baby's born? Like, you can go out there, you can busk. She knows about this.
She knows that she's supportive. It's more that
she's supportive and is like, we've got enough money to live. You've always wanted to do something with
music. But once the baby comes,
I need you.
I need you here. Yeah, you can't be off trying to become successful.
So it's almost like you've got this time to sort of make your dream come true.
Yeah. I guess the question is, though, does that take too much of the pressure off the money side of things, which is, I think, an interesting dynamic mechanically. I mean, you could work your way around that. You could change the dynamic between the husband and the wife. Maybe she doesn't, maybe she holds the purse strings, but I don't want to lean into, the shrewdish wife.
No.
Maybe it's not that... Maybe she does come from family money, but she's been cut off, but her child will be entitled to a certain amount of money. It's like once the baby's born, they will get the money from her family.
From the trust sort of thing.
Yeah, from the trust, and there's a certain amount that they will get access to raise the child for this family, basically. So it's it's going to be fine. You don't have to provide for us, whatever. But
and before you know it, you'll be the stay-at-home dad, you were the last time. And thank you. And I'll go back to work and and we won't be worried about money anymore, sort of thing.
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah, anyway, we can come up with some precursor without making it horribly toxic.
Yeah.
It's basically
and the thing is, I don't want this toxic at all.
No.
I want this to be a loving family, but it's also to be like, this is his one shot at getting his dream to actually happen. And he feels like he's wasted it because he's like, there's X number of weeks to go until the baby's born. And it's like,
yeah, I do like the idea of exploring that dynamic of actually then, like, okay, so maybe it's not that much necessarily about the money. The money is a metric of success, but it's not the vital metric of success.
Like, I remember, and this is going into the fact that we are fathers ourselves. I remember coming into like the last couple of weeks leading up to the birth of my son and just thinking, I'm never going to be able to spend all this time doing all this stuff ever again. And, it's going to be family all the way. Of course, it doesn't end up that way at all. Yes, everything changes and your main focus needs to be your kid and your family.
Yeah.
But you do still, there is time to do.
Yeah, look, you have to reorient your life in different ways, and it changes across, depending on the age of your child. The amount of stuff that
I used to do before kids, yes, I got rid of doing martial arts and quite a few other things. I got rid of tennis. I got rid of.
Yeah.
I now don't do the band stuff, even though I was doing that for a long time that James was born and all this sort of stuff. Everyone always asks, how the hell can you do that and have kids? It's like, because I've got an amazing wife who supports me in my activities, but also, when I'm available to spend time with them, I spend all my time with them.
Yeah. And it's obviously, coming from someone with 4 kids versus the 1 kid, there's a multiplication factor there when it comes to time. And it's not a doubling and a tripling and a quadrupling.
No.
But it's more of the permutations and the complexity that gets added. But yeah, there's still time. And you have to make time for certain things. And like you and I are just very creative, and
we've got our hobbies. We've got
hobby focus.
We've got our podcast.
And that's a privilege.
Which I'm not sure whether you've heard it. We've got this podcast. It's called Two Sweary Dads. We did 35 episodes and
32, I think.
32, 33 technically, because we did do an extra one.
That's right. Yes,
for 8-bit.
Yes,
is pretty sure that.
I don't even know if that's up anywhere.
It may actually be gone forever, but. Yeah, so we're 2 sweary dads, cock ass shit.
Fuck yeah.
I think that's about it.
That's the end of our episode.
It was a bit of a meandering one.
Yeah,
but you know what?
Sometimes it's nice for us just to. We were so enjoying hanging out prior to the recording that we kind of just wanted to keep it going, keep chatting. So, but hey, I think there were some cool ideas in there.
There were some really cool ideas. I mean. Where else are you gonna hear Centaur Gymnast? I mean,
that's the best idea we've ever had. Anyway, thank you for joining us this week on Bitstorm. If you want to find all of our previous episodes, you can go to bitstormcast.com. Also check out bitstorm.games for all the stuff we're working on and all the games that we've been talking about today, and the Grant Grover stuff coming.
And look, keep an eye on it, because we've got lots of ideas for other games coming up.
For sure. And I think
the reason why we're going so heavy
on
heavy on Grant Grover right now is because we want to get it done so we can do some more cool shit.
Move on to the next thing. Yeah.
Because we've actually got some really cool ideas coming up that we want to play with. So,
yeah, that's it.
So if you like the song that we play at the start and end of each episode, that song is called Mount Defiance off of the album Containment Failure by the band Kuradust. I was just trying to think, what song did we play for 2 Sweary Dads, because it might be a good idea to just play that at the end now.
I don't even remember. Was it Tonight Party Tonight?
It might have been.
Without the vocals. I think because I think we had that cowbell going. Yeah, check that one out too. Maybe we'll play it here.
So, can centaurs be gymnasts?
Go ask your mum.
I'm glad that you got what I was going for. Fuck yeah.